remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. I do, didn't you know? I remember too a distant bell and stars that fell like rain out of the blue. When my life is through and the angels ask me to recall the thrill of them all, then I shall tell them I remember you. Sha-do-da-da-dee-do-do-do. Sha-do-ba-dee-dee-dee-dee-ah. Sha-ba-ba-da-ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-do. Sa-ba-ba-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-do. Sha-ba-ba-dee-do-da-dee. Do-do-do-dee-da-dee-dee. Sha-ba-dee-da-ba-doo-ba-dee-da-doo-ba-dee. Sha-ba-ba-doo-boo. Sha-ba-dee-da-doo. You're the one who made my dreams come true. A few kisses ago, I remember you. You're the one who said I love you too. Yes, I do. Didn't you know? When my life is
We are the objects of God's affection, who relentlessly pursues humanity, motivated by inexplicable love, driven by unwavering compassion. Whether we live for God or run from God, God seeks to win the affection of our hearts and make good out of all that is in our life. Please stand as you are able and join in our opening song. Please be seated, and welcome to worship at First Congregational Church this morning, both those who are here and those who are joining us by live stream. No matter where you are, who you are, or where you are in life's journey, you are most welcome here, and we're happy that you're with us. If you're here for the first time, please avail yourself to the prayer visitor card in the pew in front of you. Fill it out and drop it in the plate later in the service. We'd love to know more about you. And welcome to Park Avenue Jazz in Della. I'm loving it. I'm loving grooving with you this morning. Today, immediately following worship, will be our final visioning dialogue session, which will conclude with lunch. Eve's Circle next meeting will be on Saturday, February 28th from 10 to 12. Please bring 2 or 3 of your favorite reads over the last year, along with a brief summary. Our Lenten theme this year will be about the symbolism of bread and bread making in the practice of faith. We will continue a 4-week class collaborating with First Christian Church that will offer both teaching, tasting, along with 2 merged worship services. The first is next Sunday at First Christian Church, not here, First Christian 2 blocks down Park Avenue, going towards Portland State. Make a note that their service will begin at 10 a.m., not 10:30 like ours, 10 a.m., not here, 10 a.m. at First Christian. More details can be found. More details can be found on the flyer in the midweek email and on our website. And now, please briefly stand and greet each other with God's peace. Please be seated. Oops, I'm not on. Please be seated. Turn me on? Please be seated. Thank you. Our first reading this morning comes from the first letter of John, chapter 3. See how great a love God has given us, that we would be called God's children. And in fact, we are. And it has not appeared as yet what we will be. We know that when God appears, we will see God just as they are. We will know by this that we are of the truth and will set our heart at ease. But even when our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts and knows all things. Next we hear from the 73rd Psalm. When my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was senseless and ignorant. Yet I'm always with you, and you hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. As for me, the nearness of God is my good. And a reading from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 15. But when he came to his senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired men have made more than enough bread, but I'm dying here with hunger? I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me as one of your hired men." So he got up, and he came to his father, but while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion for him and ran and embraced him. And from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 23. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her, how often I wanted to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were unwilling. And finally, 2 thoughts on today's theme from noted American figures, and the first comes from Donald Miller. Every human being is searching for a sense of meaning, and yet we're all chasing success. We have essentially confused one for the other. And a second reading from an anonymous Hollywood actor. There's quite a story in between the time I realized that I was an addict and when I finally surrendered to God. And the whole time, God was chasing me. Here end the readings for this morning.
In the evening, when the kettle's on for tea, an old familiar feeling settles over me, and it's your face I see, and I believe that you are there. In a garden, when I stop to touch a rose and feel the petals soft and sweet against my nose, I smile, and I suppose that somehow maybe you are there. When I'm dreaming and I find myself awake without a warning, then I rub my eyes and fantasize, and all at once I realize it's morning, and the fantasy is fading like a distant something to do. Pretend the dream was true, and tell myself that you are there.
Good morning. So, as a quick reflection of last week's game, I was warned then not to mention my NFL allegiance, so I'll just say something that I'm sure most of you would agree with as a hint. That the current president and his administration aren't the only ones that can define who a patriot is. I'll let that just sink for just a second. I held a small gathering at my house for the game, and I was the only one rooting for the Patriots. It was a very lonely party. Anyway, enough said. If you did watch the game, you saw a lot of guys running around and even more chasing them. And that's what I'd like to talk about today, about chasing and being chased, but in a very different context, obviously. They say that often, more often than perhaps should be, those who grieve significant loss are left by their friends to grieve alone because of their uncertainty of how to help. It's a very common reaction on our part as humans when our friends are having a very difficult time. They don't know what to say, and they're afraid to do or say the wrong thing, so they ironically just disappear until their grief has passed. The good that they could have done, the care that they could have offered, was sabotaged by their lack of confidence or the sheer knowledge of how to respond to someone in deep loss. And those unfortunate moments leave the one that's grieving kind of stumped and confused and ultimately alone in their sorrow. King David went through this. Long before he was king, as he sat in one of many caves when he was fleeing King Saul, who had gone insane by then and believed that David was after his job. And in many of those moments of despair, David complained to God, asking where God was, accusing God of forgetting him, forsaking him, abandoning him. Even in the earlier passages of the psalm that we heard just read moments ago, David's demeanor wasn't nearly as friendly. His mind was almost bifurcated as he tried to reconcile what he thought he knew about God's goodness with what was currently happening to him. And here's what he said just a few verses before the passage that we heard read. I envied the wicked when I saw their prosperity, always free of care as they go amassing wealth. Surely in vain I have kept my heart pure, and all day long I've been afflicted, as every morning brings new punishments. Many, probably all of us at some point, have been where David was when he wrote that and know exactly how he felt. But here's where David makes a critical pivot. And I was unable to understand this, he goes on, until I entered the sanctuary of God. And what was his conclusion? As for me, being near to God, the nearness of God, is my greatest good. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus mentions God wishing she could, and I quote, gather her children together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. Now, if you have ever been a farmer, you know this is no easy feat. Many have assumed that the picture here is of a mother hen just kind of sitting and stretching out her wings politely and simply waiting for her chicks to gather themselves in. But anyone who's actually raised chickens knows that that is really far from true. After them, corralling them in while trying to keep the others from running away again. There's nothing passive about this hen's approach at all. She is chasing them. She has to in order to give them the protection that they need. The tragedy of this story in the Gospel of Matthew is that Jesus ends it by saying, God wanted to do that. God wants to do that. But you are unwilling. They didn't want to be gathered. They didn't want to be chased. He was talking to the Pharisees, and basically he was saying the very God that you claim to represent, that you have supposedly studied in order to learn about and from, you really don't want a connection with. They wanted to do their own thing. But here's the crux of this. We have that right too, the right to not be gathered, the right to do what we want. And even then, just like that hen, we have a God willing to run after us. Even when we try to run away. It's like the verse that we heard from the letter of John. See how great a love that God has given us, who will set our heart at ease. But, John says, even when our hearts condemn us, even when they betray us, God is greater than our hearts. This word greater, God is greater than our hearts, has a similar root in the original language to the word to overcome. And that's important for a reason I'll explain in a second. It's like creating the context to overcome someone in a race, to come up to them and then surpass them, like we talked about last week. Better stated, it means to outrun something or someone. God will outrun our hearts. God will overtake our fear and our self-condemnation, and is so determined to bless us, will chase us down even when we resist, and overcome us with love and compassion, even when we don't want it and try to run away. That's a determined God. And sometimes it's just what we need. 2 Chronicles 16 in the Old Testament says that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, searching for those whose hearts are completely His. The image that the author's trying to paint here is actually one of a bird of prey, flying high above the ground and scouring it, looking for something. And just what is God looking for? Those whose hearts belong to God in order to give them a new strength. The passage in the story of the prodigal son attempts to draw a similar picture when it reads that when he attempts to return to his father, now a broken young man, that he was still a long way off when his father saw him and was filled with compassion. And the story records that he ran to his son, threw his arms around him and embraced him. I've told this part of my personal story before, but in a way it's relevant to repeat today. When I came out of the closet while serving an evangelical church just outside of Boston, I was essentially banned from the church and summarily dismissed. And on my way out, I was told that God would abandon me, that I was forcing God to abandon me unless I repented. It's not an uncommon story or outcome, unfortunately, for gay evangelicals. And so my faith journey took a huge turn, and I had to find out if they were right. To discover whether God would truly run away from me, leaving me to my own devices, and would catch up with me only after I had fully sabotaged my own life and came back begging, just like the prodigal son. Because among other things, I was taught in no uncertain terms that God could not be found outside of the evangelical church. And just as a small tag, the evangelical church is hardly the only religion or expression of Christianity that postulates that, just for context. So I gathered myself and I enrolled at a local university to get my teaching credential. And on my way to school one day, I noticed that there was a sign for a Trappist monastery that was set back from the road. So later that day, when I was returning home from class, I was inexplicably drawn to just go up its long driveway to the top of the hill and discovered an entrance to a vestibule that was specifically made for locals to enter and sit silently, yet still separated from the monks that were inside. The time that I arrived just happened to be as something else was starting, the monks' afternoon vesper service, which, for those that aren't familiar with it, it's just a simple, purely sung service. They don't even call it a mass because the Eucharist isn't celebrated. I went in this small sequestered area built for outsiders at the front of the entrance and sat down just as they had started singing. And as I sat and as I listened, suddenly, quietly, God showed up in that small little room. Strong yet gentle, subtle yet pervasive, in a place I was taught belonged to an institution that was also going to hell, just like me, the Roman Catholic Church. And God met me there. And it was as if taking my hand said, I never left. I never left you, and I'm coming after you. God met with me unexpectedly that afternoon, and it changed the course of my life forever. God chased me down. God outran me and reached out to draw me in, just like that mother hen. I was too spiritually paralyzed by the teachings of my former church to proactively go after God myself, now being completely outside of the church and believing their threat that God had abandoned me. So, God took the initiative instead and ran after me. I am still stuck by the kindness of that simple yet powerful gesture. It's a pivotal day in our lives. And in our faith journeys, when we discover and then surrender to the notion, to the idea that God's goodness runs after us. How in the wake of challenges or in the midst of painful moments, God ushers in with unexpected blessing. St. James put it wonderfully when he said, "Every good and perfect gift comes down from the God of lights, with whom there is no variation or shifting shadow." Some of you are going through a lot right now. Grief, anger, confusion, and loss. We all go through them at some point, at many points in our lives. And in the throes of those emotions, it is so like us to retract and pull away from even the best things in our life, including God, while at the same time desperately needing God, hungering for God to show up. Well, He will. She is. And like the hen chasing her brood to gather and protect them, or the father who lost his son and ran ahead to meet him when he returned, God will chase you down. And even in the moments when your heart plummets you into chaos or doubt, we all know what that feels like, God will outrun and overcome you with goodness and with compassion.
In order to be, to have our staff, our marvelous, our missions, and even our building, we need to share. We need to share our time, our talent, and our treasure. Yes, it does take money to keep us going. So please share generously. Now is the offering.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You will lead me through the fire, and in darkest night, you were close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Yeah. And all my life you have been faithful. Oh. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running, it keeps running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing. Oh, gosh, 'cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. With every breath, over all my days.
Please join me in entering a moment of silence. we pause and take a beat, thinking about the last week, the last month, perhaps the last 24 hours. And how we have emerged from them to be here today. We always come with needs, whether we are aware of them or not. Needs of you, O God, of each other, of ourselves. And yet craving connection even more than simply having our personal needs met. Holy One, we intercede for those suffering from physical and mental illness, who struggle with all the various consequences and types of poverty. For those in our own land who are being targeted by our government, and in other countries riddled with war and injustice and a lack of peace. Our hearts ache for those crippled by the circumstances of their lives, whether self-imposed or brought on by outside forces. And we both express the desire to turn from the behaviors that trip us up ourselves, and also to be a part of the solutions for others as you see fit to use us. We think of those who are close to us, in our family, in our neighborhood, in our place of work, in our schools, or people that we walk or drive by every day, yet don't even know their name, but can see they are in circumstances that challenge their ability to enjoy life and feel loved. We think of them and lift them to you now, along with those for whom we came into this place this morning with a special care or concern. We place their names and their situations before you in this moment. And now please join me in a Celtic version of the prayer that Jesus taught his disciples. Holy One beyond all names, eternal wellspring, may love rise again in us today. with food for every table, shelter for every family, and reverence for every life. Forgive us our failings in love, and free us from all falseness, that the light of our souls may shine and the strength of our spirits endure. For earth and all its people, this day, tonight, and forever. We're going to close with a new song for us, but you just heard it. So we're going to learn it together. I'll sing the first part through, and you can just listen and then you can join in. The band will be joining with us. Please stand as you're able to do that. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. And every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. From the beginning, I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, and I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. And every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. And every breath that I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. We close today as we opened it. We are the object of God's affection, who relentlessly pursues humanity, motivated by inexplicable love, driven by unwavering compassion. And whether we live for God or run from God, God seeks to win the affections of our hearts and make good out of all that is in our life. We are being dismissed to our visioning session downstairs, which will include lunch, just like last week. It's going to be a very different layout today and a shorter meeting. For those of you watching virtually, there should be an email going out right at 11:30 with the link to participate through a different Boxcast platform. Simply close out of this one, wait for that link, and then sign in again. For the rest of you, I will see you downstairs. Go in peace.